in the heart of Mumbai, where the Arabian Sea's salty breeze mingles with the ceaseless hum of traffic and the vibrant chaos of street vendors hawking everything from spicy chaat to colorful textiles, lived Aarav and Priya Sharma. Their love story began in the dusty corridors of a modest high school in Andheri, where Aarav, the quiet boy with a knack for numbers, first noticed Priya's infectious laughter during a school debate. She was the creative soul, always sketching designs in her notebook, dreaming of turning fabrics into art. They were inseparable through college, Aarav pursuing business management at a local university, Priya diving into marketing with her flair for storytelling. They married young, at 23, in a simple ceremony under a canopy of marigold flowers, surrounded by family and friends. "Together, we'll conquer the world," Aarav whispered to Priya as they exchanged garlands, their eyes sparkling with promise. Little did they know how tested that promise would be. The Sharma family was a pillar in Mumbai's textile industry. Sharma Enterprises, founded by Aarav's grandfather in the 1950s, had grown from a small loom in a cramped go-down to a mid-sized empire employing over 200 workers. They specialized in high-quality cotton and silk fabrics, exporting to fashion houses in Europe and the United States. Aarav's father, Rajesh Sharma, was the stern patriarch, a man in his late 60s with a mustache that seemed perpetually furrowed in thought. He ruled the business with an iron fist, believing that family loyalty was the glue holding everything together, but only as long as it aligned with profits. Rajesh's brothers, Vikram and Sunil, were co-owners, each holding a third of the shares. Vikram, the elder uncle at 65, was sly and calculating, always eyeing ways to cut corners for personal gain. Sunil, younger and more impulsive at 62, shared his brother's greed but lacked the subtlety. Aarav's mother, Meera, was the soft-hearted matriarch, in her early 60s, who spent her days mediating family disputes and ensuring everyone was fed lavish home-cooked meals. The extended family lived in a sprawling bungalow in Juhu, where Sunday dinners were mandatory, filled with laughter, arguments, and the clinking of steel plates. 5 years into their marriage, Aarav and Priya joined the family business. It was a natural progression. Aarav had interned there during summers, and Priya's fresh ideas were seen as a breath of modern air. "Welcome to the fold, Beta," Rajesh said, clapping Aarav on the back during their first official board meeting. Aarav took over operations, diving into the nitty-gritty of supply chains. He negotiated better deals with cotton farmers in Gujarat, implemented inventory software that reduced waste by 15%, and optimized factory workflows, cutting production costs by another 20%. His days started at dawn, inspecting looms and motivating workers with bonuses for efficiency. Priya, meanwhile, transformed the marketing department. Gone were the outdated brochures. She launched a sleek website, social media campaigns on Instagram and LinkedIn, and even a YouTube channel showcasing behind-the-scenes fabric weaving. Her viral video series, From Thread to Trend, garnered millions of views, securing partnerships with international brands like Zara and H&M. "You're a genius, Priya," Sunil would say at family gatherings, though his smile never reached his eyes. Under their leadership, Sharma Enterprises boomed. Annual revenue climbed from 300 crores to 500 crores in just 2 years. They expanded into ready-to-wear garments, opening a flagship store in South Mumbai's posh Colaba district. The family celebrated with extravagant Diwali parties, where Rajesh toasted, "To Aarav and Priya, our golden couple. May Sharma Enterprises touch the skis." Aarav and Priya bought a luxurious 3-bedroom apartment in Bandra, overlooking the sea, furnished with modern decor and a home office where they brainstormed late into the night. They drove sleek Audis, vacationed in Goa, and even discussed starting a family. "Soon," Priya would say, resting her head on Aarav's shoulder. Life was a dream woven from success and love. But dreams have shadows. Vikram and Sunil, who had long felt sidelined by Rajesh's favoritism toward his son, began to resent the young couple's spotlight. In whispered conversations after meetings, Vikram grumbled, "We've slaved for decades and now these kids get all the glory." Sunil nodded, his face twisting. "Our shares are worth more without them meddling. Time to protect what's ours." Jealousy festered like a hidden tear in fine silk, waiting to unravel everything. The first crack appeared during a pivotal expansion project. Aarav envisioned pivoting towards sustainable fabrics, organic cotton, recycled polyester, and bamboo blends to capitalize on the global eco-fashion trend. The market is shifting, he argued in a family board meeting, his PowerPoint slides glowing on the screen. Consumers want green products. This could double our exports. The plan required a 100 crore loan from a national bank, secured against the company's assets. Priya supported him with a dazzling pitch deck, complete with market research showing projected revenues of 800 crores within 3 years. The board, Rajesh, Vikram, Sunil, and a few external advisors approved it unanimously. "Brilliant idea, son," Rajesh said, beaming. But behind the scenes, the uncles schemed. They had lucrative side deals with shady suppliers who provided cheap, substandard materials in exchange for kickbacks. Aarav's emphasis on quality and sustainability threatened to expose and end those arrangements. "If this loan goes through, Aarav will control everything," Vikram hissed to Sunil over whiskey in their private office. "We need to stop it." They began planting seeds of doubt. Over family dinners, they casually mentioned risks of the loan, exaggerating market volatility. Rajesh, who had grown cautious with age, started questioning Aarav's decisions. "Are you sure about this, Beta? We've never borrowed so much," he'd say, his brow furrowed. Then came the betrayal. The uncles hired a shady accountant to forge documents, fake bank statements showing unauthorized transfers from company accounts to an offshore entity in Aarav's name. They claimed it was embezzlement, totaling 50 crores. During a tense emergency board meeting in the dimly lit conference room, Vikram slid the papers across the mahogany table. "We've uncovered discrepancies," he announced gravely. "Aarav has been siphoning funds." Priya leaped to her feet. "This is ridiculous. We've dedicated everything to this company. Show us the proof." But the documents looked damning, timestamps, signatures mimicked perfectly. Aarav's face drained of color. "Father, you know me, this is a lie." Rajesh, torn between loyalty to his brothers and his son, wavered. The uncles pressed. "For the family's survival, we must act." They had already swayed the board with promises of larger dividends. In a vote that felt like a dagger, Aarav and Priya were ousted. Their 20% shares were restructured, away, transferred to the uncles under false pretenses of repayment for alleged losses. They were given a paltry severance of 10 lakhs, barely enough to cover immediate bills. To seal the sabotage, the uncles leaked falsified info to the bank, claiming internal fraud. The loan was denied, and existing debts were called in early. Sharma Enterprises filed for partial bankruptcy to restructure, publicly blaming Aarav. Newspapers blared, "Heirs embezzlement scandal rocks Sharma empire." Social media erupted with rumors, former colleagues turning away. Bankrupt and humiliated, Aarav and Priya lost everything. Their Bandra apartment was auctioned off to pay creditors. Cars repossessed, savings depleted in legal fees. They moved to a dingy one-room flat in the suburbs of Thane, where the walls peeled and the roof leaked during monsoons. Priya freelanced as a graphic designer for small clients, earning pennies. Aarav consulted for corner shops, optimizing their meager inventories. Family calls went unanswered. Mira sent a secret envelope with 50,000 rupees and a note. "I'm sorry, but I can't do more." Nights were filled with despair. "How could they betray us like this?" Priya cried, clutching Aarav on their threadbare mattress. "We were family." Aarav, fighting his own rage, held her tight. "Blood doesn't mean trust, but we have each other." The following 2 years were a relentless storm. Creditors hounded them with calls and visits, threatening jail. Aarav faced fabricated fraud charges, spending endless days in Mumbai's crowded courts, defending against lies. Lawyers drained what little money they had. One case dragged on for months, only to be dismissed for lack of evidence, but the damage was done. Priya's pregnancy, a glimmer of hope amid the chaos, ended in miscarriage. The stress was too much. Doctors cited exhaustion and anxiety. In the hospital room, as Priya wept, Aarav broke down. "I'm sorry I couldn't protect us," he whispered. Their arguments escalated, blame for not seeing the betrayal sooner, regret over joining the family business. "We should have started our own from the beginning," Priya shouted one night, throwing a plate that shattered like their dreams. Yet in the abyss, resilience sparked. Over a simple meal of dal and rice under a flickering bulb, Power outages were common in their area, Aarav said. We can't let this define us. Remember our sustainable fabric idea? It was ours, not theirs. Priya, wiping her eyes, nodded. Let's build from scratch, no more family traps. They pawned Priya's wedding jewelry and scraped together 5 lakhs from freelance gigs. Priya applied for a government grant for eco-startups, her pitch winning them another 2 lakhs. In a rented garage in Navi Mumbai, cluttered with second-hand machines, they founded EcoWeave Innovations. Their focus: sustainable textiles from recycled waste. Starting was brutal. Aarav sourced materials from rag pickers in Dharavi, bargaining for plastic bottles and old clothes. He experimented late nights, melting plastics into yarns, dyeing with natural extracts from turmeric and indigo. Priya built a basic website on free platforms, cold emailing designers. Their first order: 100 meters for a local boutique. It's soft and eco-chic, the owner raved. But obstacles piled up. Banks laughed at their loan applications, citing bad credit. Suppliers demanded upfront payments they couldn't afford. A heavy monsoon flooded the garage, ruining inventory worth lakhs. They ate street food, skipped meals, worked 18-hour days. Priya's hands blistered from sewing samples. Aarav's back ached from hauling materials. One low point: a potential investor backed out after hearing the family scandal rumors. Too risky, he said. Priya slammed the door, tears streaming. Will we ever escape their shadow? But Aarav pulled her close. This is our fire, we'll emerge stronger. Slowly, traction built. A social media post about their waste-to-wear process went viral when an influencer shared it. Orders doubled. They hired 2 helpers, then 5. By year 2, revenue hit 5 crores. They moved to a small factory in Bhiwandi, employing 20 workers from slums, offering fair wages and training. 3 years after bankruptcy, EcoWeave soared. Aarav patented a biodegradable fabric that was water-repellent yet breathable, using nanotechnology from recycled sources. This could change the industry, he told Priya, as they tested samples in their lab. Priya's marketing genius shone. She partnered with Bollywood celebrities for endorsements, launched eco-fashion weeks, and expanded online sales to Amazon and Flipkart. Investors flocked. A Silicon Valley VC firm, drawn to their story of grit, invested 200 crores. Your comeback is inspirational, the lead partner said during the signing in a swanky Mumbai hotel. EcoWeave went public on the Bombay Stock Exchange, shares tripling on day 1. By year 6, valuation hit 10,000 crores. Aarav and Priya's personal net worth exceeded 5,000 crores each. They reclaimed luxury. A penthouse in Bandra West, yachts for weekends, private jets for business trips. Philanthropy defined them. Aarav funded schools in rural Maharashtra. Priya started NGOs for women's empowerment in textiles. Media hailed them. India's green billionaires on Forbes covers, TED Talks on resilience. Sharma Enterprises, conversely, crumbled. Without Aarav's efficiency, production lagged. Priya's absence left marketing stale. The uncle's kickbacks led to scandals. Suppliers exposed fraud, exports banned. Revenue plummeted to 100 crores. Rajesh retired broken. Vikram and Sunil fought bitterly, the family bungalow echoing with accusations. Revenge brewed patiently. Aarav and Priya gathered evidence, old emails, witness statements from ex-employees. Anonymously, they tipped the enforcement directorate about the uncle's corruption. Raids hit Sharma offices. Vikram and Sunil were arrested for bribery, assets seized. Then the masterstroke. EcoWeave initiated a hostile takeover. Through proxies, they acquired the company's debts, offering a buyout at 20% value. Desperate, the family agreed. In the boardroom, the same one where they were betrayed, Aarav and Priya entered. Surprise, Aarav said coolly. Rajesh gasped, you. Priya laid out the truth. Forged docs, sabotaged loans. You destroyed us, but we rebuilt. They rebranded Sharma under EcoWeave, firing the uncles, giving Rajesh a nominal role. Vikram begged, family mercy, Priya replied. You showed none. Leaked to media. Betrayed duo acquires family firm Billionaire revenge. Uncles became outcasts. Sunil drove taxis, Vikram hawked fabrics roadside. Rajesh apologized profusely. Forgive me, son. Aarav did, but distantly. With an empire at 50,000 crores. Aarav and Priya innovated globally, sustainable lines in Paris Fashion Week, factories in Vietnam. They had twins teaching them humility. Awards, Padma Bhushan Global Eco-Honors. Their story, Betrayal forges strength. From ruins they rose, revenge a tool for justice. In their penthouse, toasting champagne, Aarav said, "To unbreakable us." This tale echoes, trust wisely, rise relentlessly. In Mumbai's rhythm, Aarav and Priya's legacy inspires, proof that from betrayal's ashes, empires bloom.